Have you ever wondered why powerhouse actors that seem to be capable of bringing any character to life, why they'd be a part of an independent film? There's many different reasons. Sometimes they might actually be having trouble finding work, believe it or not, or they might enjoy smaller projects, or it could simply be because of scheduling. Some films may be quicker to shoot in between other projects. It may be a smaller production, maybe a small ensemble of cast. Whatever the case, it doesn't define the film. Look at Giovanni Ribisi, for example, here. 90% of his filmography is in independent films or TV shows. But yeah, he doesn't let that stop him. He always manages to shine whatever project he's working on. There's quite a few out there that get overlooked and don't get the appreciation they deserve. Of course, there's some out there that stand out thanks to the outstanding performances or story, directing. Everyone has to pitch in, and the entire crew deserves appreciation, even the stunt doubles, to the extras. Sometimes the pressure of a big budget film can be very overwhelming, I would assume, and I'm sure being in a small company, a bit more laid back, and give the cast more free range.
You're gonna need all these shampoo bottles. There may be a shortage one day, and then people have to come to me for shampoo, and I really. What are you doing? No, getting rid of useless. No. This is something that's not. Please listen to me. This needs to be. No. My stomach, Mom's stomach, my house, it's my house. You leave. Okay. You leave. Let's go. Go. Leave. We'll try this again another time, okay?
In some rare cases, there's independent films that can make more than just its profit, but its final conclusion ends up becoming a classic that it didn't quite set out to be. That's one good thing about independent films is that they're not striving so hard to win any awards or looking to gain any popularity within the box office. They just want to achieve what good actors and directors are there for. It's like a bold pair of clothing that you wear out. You're not quite sure it's going to make a good statement or not, but you know it's going to turn heads when being different. To some, it might not be your thing. You may prefer big action films, which is fine. The quality of independent films is what we're missing in Hollywood. Big movies may look clearer on screen with the enhancement of picture. What I'm referring to is the quality of performances given within indie films. Even Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Mysterious Skin has mentioned how he prefers smaller projects due to the scripts being more engaging. With a smaller production, it gives them less timing to shoot and less takes, so I would assume that it inspires them to give them their all, and 9 times out of 10, the first few takes are the ones that's fit for the scene. Everybody wants to achieve something, but in this case they don't necessarily do it to prove anyone wrong or to be better, but to simply do something they love and be proud of it. Mentioned before in my other video is that cinema has the power to stand the test of time and isn't something that should be taken lightly or taken advantage of. Some examples of successful indie films are Slumdog Millionaire, Shakespeare in Love, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which was nominated for Best Choreography, and even won an award for it. You know how the saying goes, choose quality over quantity? That's very true, especially in the film industry. Someone can make several films or be starring in one, or a dozen. Yet all those films you've starred in that are in the theaters, with all this money poured into it, it turned out being a flop. Not always the case, but sometimes. But yet if you become part of something that's passionate about its project, and acknowledges the effort that film making takes, then you end up succeeding with your final product, because they have what it takes to give it their all, and not just doing it for money's sake. John Carpenter, for example. He was fresh right out of the meat market, just graduating from college. Him and Deborah Hill creating one of the most beloved horror films of all time, titled Halloween, and James Wan only having a few weeks to finish the film Saw, but yet it became one of the most successful franchises in horror history. And he's now evolved to bigger projects. And the passion is still there, as you can see, which is rare.
I didn't want to die thinking of me. Maybe you could have loved me. So I killed him. I shot him, all right? I fucking shot him. Fuck! You help me now! You fucking baby! I'm sorry I let you fucking down, all right?
Most recently, one of the best films of the year, in 2015, Robert Eggers directed The Witch, which is very overlooked and unappreciated, but I find it to be so bold, with its slow burn of tension and suspense and not relying on jump scares, and the camera work, and even the dialect that the cast speaks within the film. And in other cases such as these, with independent films, it really delves deep and brings you along with this unique journey with these beautiful characters. It's all in your mind and heart. It's all in your mental state. If you're not willing to live, you're not going to get very far in life. Same with film. If you're not willing to make a film to the best of your ability, then it's not going to get very far either. But as long as you strive and do your best, you will win, because it'll be something you're proud of.
How's it going? Good evening. May I get you something to drink while you decide? I'll have a frosty cold brew. I'm afraid I'll need some identification. Well, you know, I left my wallet at the office. Screw it, I don't walk here anyway.
Why don't you bring us a bottle of red wine?
Very good, madam. And we want the good stuff. Nothing out of the box. Thank you.
Me being an independent filmmaker myself, ever since I was a little kid, I loved making films and little plays and bringing these stories to life in my head, or being a part of something bigger than what I am, which is film. And sometimes I'd have very little people to work with, sometimes depending on myself to do it all with it, whether it's directing, writing, being the star of the film, and trying my best to make it somewhat entertaining, despite it being one person, such as like it being a one-act play. But my main goal is to make sure I'm happy with the final project. And it's independent films like these that really inspire me to keep pushing myself and doing something that I love, something that actually makes sense to me when not everything else does. And that's what's so beautiful about films, is that they inspire you, keep you smiling, keep you watching, keep you wanting more. That's the power of film.